Hello, Anthony.
Hello, Claudine.
We're here today to talk about FBAR penalties in bankruptcy. We've covered FBARs a lot, so people can search our videos. We've covered penalties a lot.
Yes.
We'll just say that FBAR penalties can be massive.
They can be.
So massive, sometimes we have to bring clients down to the fainting couch.
That's right. We have the fainting couch lit today.
So willful penalties can be as high as 50% of the account value.
Yeah.
Like, wow, I've got $100,000. No, actually, you have 50.
Well, at $100,000, there's actually some mitigation. So the 50% only attaches when it gets way, way up there. You could lose it. But it would be 50% of account value when it was penalized. So you might not actually have that money anymore.
Yes.
So that's where you can run into situations. And if the IRS is looking for past tax debts, people are saying, okay, what do I do here? And when the FBARs were, the IRS was getting aggressive, I was wondering if bankruptcy could be a solution to this. And, well, yes and no.
So the official answer in the IRM is no.
No. Chapter 7 bankruptcy won't discharge it. But that's not to say you couldn't get in a repayment plan, as far as I know. Chapter 13. By the way, I'm not a bankruptcy attorney, so those bankruptcy attorneys, please feel free to comment here.
For sure. Okay, so there can be maybe some strategic uses to using bankruptcy and FBAR penalties.
That's where it matters. There might be a strategic use to it.
Yes. Now, FBAR penalties are a little different. Back taxes are collected differently than FBAR penalties.
Right. And just yesterday we did a video on Obamacare. Has the same sort of issue that there's a balance, but they can't collect it in the same way that they can with tax. Obamacare penalties, FBAR penalties, they can't levy you, and they can't send liens for it. So all they really can do with Obamacare penalties is try to intercept refunds. With FBAR penalties, they can intercept refunds, but the other thing they can do
and do,
oh, absolutely, is they file a federal lawsuit to perfect those penalties that have been assessed to collect them against individuals.
Okay. The other important thing we need to talk about is the CSEDs.
Right.
A little bit different?
A little bit different because there's a CSED on tax debts. Okay.
And
that's 10 years from the date it has been assessed.
Collection statute expiration date.
There you go. Yeah. So it's generally 10 years. There's some exceptions. One of them, if you're out of the country, there's a whole bunch of exceptions that will stop that clock from tolling. One of those things that stops that clock is if you file bankruptcy, that CSED stops. That clock is not running. So one of the reasons you might be filing bankruptcy is to get rid of the tax debt. Okay. But let's just assume that you're not, and that the tax debt isn't going to go away. Once you're out of bankruptcy, the clock restarts and you have whatever remaining time you had when you filed bankruptcy. Now it's different with the FBAR, right? So if you file bankruptcy, and we should talk about the FBAR CSED. Didn't do that yet, right?
Yeah.
So the FBAR CSED, because they can't levy you, it's not the same 10 years of collection. They have 2 years in which to file a lawsuit to perfect those penalties. So that 2-year clock. Now here's the question. What if you file bankruptcy, does that 2-year clock they have to file the lawsuit continue to run? Because you can't file a lawsuit if you're in bankruptcy.
Right.
So you would think, no, it probably would stop. Well, no, it actually continues to run.
Right.
So if you're filing bankruptcy, whether you're doing 7, 11, 13, or some of the other ones too, that time the IRS has, you can get them past that 2 years. Now, what happens is once you're out of bankruptcy, the government will always get another 30 days.
Right.
So they will have that 30 days. They will have that opportunity. But, you could imagine it. Sometimes you're in a Chapter 13 for years, right? So is someone at the IRS going to be paying attention closely?
I mean, I think about how the turnover rate and vacation rate is in the IRS, where the same person isn't always on the same case.
Right.
And what are they going to do? Set a reminder on their email? Check on this taxpayer, because this is when their would they even know when your bankruptcy is?
They would get notice because they're notified as a party, but now you're looking for that communication chain of this person knew it, now has to filter to this person, because really, and the person who's filing the lawsuit is the U.S. Attorney General. So they're the ones who have to file the lawsuit. So not even it's not really the IRS who's filing it.
Right.
So it has to go to the right people. So now this is what I would generally say. It's like, well, if you were somebody who somebody didn't like, I would say they're going to pay attention to you. But if you're somebody who, I don't know, Who are you? Just a guy.
Yep.
Just a guy.
Just a guy.
You know, the chances are of some of this slipping through the cracks, I could see them being fairly great, especially if you got out of bankruptcy, say November 30th, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, my own experience, you know, government employees, they get a lot of vacation. But a lot of them are so busy during the year trying to get to deadlines and stuff. They haven't used their vacation by the time they get to December. Mm-hmm. They were already going to take the week of Christmas off. Now they have maybe 1 or 2 more weeks they have to use or lose. So maybe there's just 1 week in December they're going to do, and they got to get to their year-end stuff anyway, maybe do some reviews. Mm-hmm. So this might be go on to I'll do it next year.
Yeah.
Well, now I don't have to do it anymore, right? Yeah.
All right. So very interesting. So technically, no, but
it could be a
filing
part,
bankruptcy
right?
could
and I guess
be helpful.
It could be, and I assume you can't file a fraudulent bankruptcy petition, just like anything.
Right.
So that's what we're saying. And but this might be a strategy for some people to talk about with their bankruptcy attorney.
Yep.
If they're facing FBAR penalties.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, if you need a tax attorney, don't hesitate to contact us, 888-727-8796. It's info@irsmedic.com. You can also check out irsmedic.com for some great tax information. You can like and comment below, especially if you're a bankruptcy attorney who has some information we might need. And you can subscribe to our channel for some awesome tax updates. Thanks for watching.